Hello, good day, and welcome to Diaspora Fat. Today, I especially welcome you once again to this platform, this program. But before we dive into why we are here again, I want to reassure you that rumors are very, very necessary. Rumors are good, but the authenticity of every rumor that you get, the fact of every rumor that you get is what should be paramount to an individual. Don't build your word on mere rumor. Always confirm the fact from a reliable source before you can apply into it. Remember, once again, why we are telling people this is that without rumor, there will be no fact. So it's just like somebody is telling you that this thing is counterfeit. If this thing is counterfeit, it therefore means that there's an original somewhere. So without counterfeit, there will be no original. Without original, there will be no counterfeit. So that's why we always keep telling you that rumors are very, very good. They are necessary, but don't build your word on mere sayings. Don't build your word on rumors. Always go for the fact, because the authenticity, authenticate every word that you receive, every information you get. Authenticate it before diving into it. People don't authenticate informations. That's why they easily fall into the hand of fraud. They easily fall into the hand of fraud, popularly known as 419. That's why Diaspora Fat is always here for you. What are we dealing on now? Meanwhile, I'm going to be leaving the link of this particular decree. A lot of things have been moving around. A lot of flyers have been moving around from different community to different community. That is from different municipality to different municipality. People send you a lot of flyers. They send you information through your WhatsApp. They send you information to your email. They send you information even through your Facebook messages or every social medias that we are using. Now, I want to quickly talk about that information. I'm talking about Buoni Spesa. That is the bonus for shopping. Bonus for shopping. What a bonus for shopping? Is it authenticated? Is it a fact? Should we apply for this bonus for shopping? The answer is yes. You will agree with me that the Decreto Cura Italia mostly favor those who are of working class. That is, those of us who have partita IVA that are self-employed, or those of us who have contracts, a legal contract. So most of these bonuses that was given, like the una tantum, the indemnity bonus of 600 euro, that was given to those of us who are self-employed, those people who are self-employed, that is, who have partita IVA. And the other bonus we just discussed about, like the bonus babysitting, was given to those who have a legal contract and who have their children in schools of not more than 12 years of age, and at the same time they are not beneficiary of every other economic support. Now, we want to look at another one that is going for the general public. This one is going for the general public. This one is not responsibility of the IMS, because it's not of a general state, but rather it was divided among municipalities by municipalities. What do we mean by municipalities? By COMUNE. Those who have their own sindaco, who have their own governor. So a place like, you talk about states, for example, like outside a good example of a state, like when you talk about Milano is a state, Genova is a state, Roman is a state. You can talk about Torino is a state, and inside the state of Torino, there's another mini state. Those mini cities, we can call it city or communities. Those mini cities, they have their own sindaco. That is, they have their personal governors. So those governors, for example, in Torino, I will cite example like Ivrea. They have their own commune, they have their own syndical in each of the commune. I will start another one in Genova, for example. In Genova, we have like Campo Ligure, Mazzone. We have the Buzala, for example. These cities, they have their own governors, that is their own syndical. So that syndical preside over what is happening there. Though they are all channeled to a province, and the province, each province has their own headquarters, their own capital city, which, for example, like when I talk about Campo Ligure, Mazzone, when I talk about Buzala, they are all of them that belongs to the Liguria, for example, and the Liguria headquarters is Genova. And Genova, you must understand that is a city of its own self, and it has its own syndical, it has its own governor. So each of these particular one now is not a responsibility of IMS, but the responsibility of each municipality. Now, as I earlier told you before, I'm going to leave the link to this particular one. No matter where you are living, no matter where you are. But one thing that permits you is this: you must not be an illegal occupant of wherever you are. You must be a legal occupant of that particular city. That is, you must be having a residence in that city that you are living at. A lot of us have residence in different places, and we are living in other places. So where you have residence is your community. Now, that is, you must get that clear. Now, let's quickly dive into the law. What does the law talk about? I will not be able to read the law from head to head, but I will just initiate the reading of the law. I will initiate it, then I will go straight to the main article that talk about the bonus. Now, the law was tagged. It was tagged the head of the Department of Civil Protection. So what we are going to be looking at now, this measure, this bonus, this Buoni Spesa, is it was from the Department of Civil Protection. These are the departments responsible for the protection of civilians, for the protection of well-being of humans, of citizens, cittadini, protection of citizens. So whenever things are moving awkward, these people always intervene. So there are some of those people that are working under this department. They are the assistenza sociale, the social workers, and the Caritas. All these people are liaising under this department. These are the department that is focusing on them. So whenever you see anything coming from this department, therefore means that it's not going to be favoring those who are financially capable. So it's going to be more or less more concerned to those who are financially handicapped, because you already understand where I'm diving into. Because here now we are talking about the Department of Civil Protection. But what does the decree talk about? What does the decree talk about? The very first thing in Article 1, it said that resources to be allocated to urgent food solidarity measures. Now, this decree is to intervene in urgent food solidarity measure. I watched a video that was sent to me by an Italian friend, and the video, an Italian man were opening his fridge and calling media to come and take a shot in his house. The fridge was practically empty. Now, you will agree with me that this COVID-19 has caused a lot of hardship on the people. People will tell me that a lot of people are working. Yes, some are working. But thank God for the government. In the previous video that we did, how the government intervened by giving babysitting bonus and the una tantum bonus. But here we are now. A lot of people have been neglected, which are the most financial handicap. Those who are having difficulties in feeding. They are not working now. They don't have partita IVA. They don't even have a legal contract, but they are struggling in their home. A lot of them did menial jobs. A lot of them did, we are doing before this outbreak, they were doing jobs like black work. Okay, they call it lavoro nero. That is black work. Now they were doing all those work They were not having legal contracts. And you all agree with me that most of these work they are seasonal. They come sometimes a day, and before you get another one, there's going to be coming like 2 days, 20 days, depending on how lucky you are or how the whole system is, depending on your location as well. Now, these people, you will agree with me, even before the announcement of sitting at home, these people were already broke. Now, government now has resolved. The head of the department, the civil protection department, have been dialoguing with the government, and the government now have agreed to put into law the particular measure to alleviate them. That is Article 1, talk about resources to be allocated to urgent food solidarity measures. Now, in number 1 of it says, in relation to the economic situation resulting from the consequences of the COVID-19 emergency, the Minister of the Interior by March 31st, 2020, has in advance pending the subsequent reinstatement with a specific legislative provision, the payment of an amount equal to 400 million euros. Now, let's see Article 2. We couldn't read the whole articles because this video is a very brief video, and because why we cannot read the whole thing is because the actual measure depends on your municipality. It depends on your commune, on your government, or in your state now, in your city, in your small city. Now let's look at the article 2 of it. But meanwhile, I'm going to put the link at the comment section, so you can just, with a click, it will take you straight to where the article, that is the Gazzetta Italiana Ufficiale, it will take you straight to that place, so you can read it carefully. You can read it. If you can read Italian language, you can read it very well. So Article 2, allocation of resources for food solidarity. 1, the resources referred to in Article 1 are allocated to the municipalities referred to in Annexes 1 and 2 of this order, identified according to the following criteria. Now, that we read in those million you heard, we read in Article 1, were allocated to each municipality. To each municipality. You understand now? Now, a lot of us, municipalities are a lot of us confusing. I think in Italy it's a municipio, I don't know. Now, we can call it community. That is COMUNE. Now, each municipality has been allocated for what? Number 1, a share equal to, that is according to the following criteria, a share equal to 80% of the total, for a total of 320 million euros. That is 80% of 400. You understand what I'm saying now? A share of 320 million euros to each municipalities. Now, is distributed in proportion to the resident population of each municipality, except as provided in point C. Now, B, a portion equal to the remaining 20% for a total of 80 million euros is divided on the basis of the distance between the value of the income per capita of each municipality and the national average value weighted by the respective population. Okay. Now, Article 2, if you read under the point 4, on the basis of what is assigned pursuant to this article, as well as the donations referred to in Article 66 of the Decree Law 17 March 2020. You already know that law I'm talking about. That is Decreto Cura Italia, 17 March 2020. Number 18, each municipality is authorized to acquire, notwithstanding the legislative decree of 18 April 2016. Number 51, of vouchers that can be used for the purchase of foodstuff at the shops contained in the list published by each municipality on its institutional websites. Number 2, of foodstuff or basic necessities. Of foodstuff or basic necessities. Now we are reading 5 now. These vouchers, this Buoni Spesa, the municipality can decide. Your municipality can decide to give you a voucher. They can also decide to ask you to list what you want, and then they can do the purchase for you. Now, the whole coordination depends on the municipality. That's why I told you before that this is different from the bonus babysitters. Is different from the bonus una tantum, that is bonus indemnity. They are all different. Now, this one now is not controlled by the INS, it's controlled by your municipality, that is your COMUNE. Now, I told you before that the head of this civil protection now, this Department of Civil Protection now, who are responsible for this, I told you before that the social workers, the Ordinanza sociale, collaborated with the Red Cross, all these people are going to be making use of them. They are going to be making use of them. The municipality now, your municipality are going to be making use of these people. They are morally called the social services officers. You understand? Now, the social services office of each municipality identifies the number of beneficiaries. They will determine whether you are a beneficiary, whether you are benefiting from this program or not. As I earlier told you, so number 1 thing that the social workers uses is declaration of your IZE. That is, you must declare your IZE. Now, that is your income. You must declare your income. They must be able to identify that you are not benefiting from the 600 euro indemnity. You are not benefiting from the 600 euro babysitting. I don't know whether they can collaborate with it. But at the end of it, there was a written there. Now, before I jump into that, but let me quickly explain this, that these social workers are going to be screening people. You are going to fill form, depending on your municipality, depending on your commune. They might ask you to fill form. They might ask you to, how do I call it now? Okay, to fill form and or to apply through online, depending on your community. That's why we see a lot of flyer coming up. I've seen the one of Buzala. I've seen the one of Genova. I've seen the one of Torino and thereabout. People are just sending me different things to authenticate it for them. Now, I cannot be able to authenticate that for you, that this is the right place to apply it. It depending on your community, that your community, it depends on your municipality. Now, you can go straight to your commune and ask them to explain it to you. So it is very necessary. If you have difficulty, financial difficulty, before now you are not working, you should be able to have the phone number of your Ordinanza sociale or your what do you call it, Caritas. So depending on what has been helping you, you should be able to have a phone number, their phone number, official number, or personal phone number of anybody who is connected to that office. Now, let's quickly go there. It said the social services office of each municipality identifies the number of beneficiaries and the relative distribution among the families most exposed to the economic effects deriving from the epidemiological emergency of the COVID-19 virus, and among those in need to satisfy the most urgent and essential needs with priority for those who are not already recipients of public support. I told you before that this thing, if you are already recipient of public support, you may be disqualified. That is, you have one thing, you have financial benefit from the public. Like, I don't know, maybe you are receiving disoccupazione, you are receiving reddito di cittadinanza, you are receiving many benefits. There are a lot of benefits that a lot of people will be benefiting. So, but meanwhile, you can go to your municipality, to your commune, and ask for the form, ask for how to apply for it, and you can apply for it. So you don't know, you may be qualifying or you may be disqualified. So you may qualify or you may be disqualified. Nobody can tell, but it depends on the measure at which your municipality puts things in place, the qualification in place. Now it depends. But meanwhile, it was stated categorically here in the Gazette that to satisfy the most urgent and essential needs with priority for those who are not already recipients of public support. Now, even though people that are recipients of public support, that have been receiving one thing from the public purse, from the government, now we're talking about public, we're talking about the government, and receiving one money from the government and the other, they must still be in difficulty in this COVID-19. Yes, we all know this. They must still be in difficulty. Even those who are receiving salaries, they might be in difficulty as well. It depending on how critical it is, your case is, that the priority will be given to you. Now, this thing is not going to be like first come, first serve. It's going to be like difficulty, most difficult, first serve. Okay, as the case may be, depending on the difficulty. We don't know the measures that your municipality, that is your community, has put in place to undergo the screening to ensure those who are qualified and those who are not qualified. So anyway, it is very good that you understand that these particular rumors that have been moving around, it is true, but it depends on your municipality. So we can't go details on each community to community to community to community, or like the bonus babysitter and bonus indemnity. We cannot go details into this because it depends on your municipalities. Thank you for watching Diaspora Far. Please, I want to tell you before, if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please, we beg you to subscribe to this YouTube channel, because that is the only support you can give to us, so that this will empower us. The more we see our subscriber growing, the more we have the energy to bring facts over rumors. Thank you.